Hello and welcome to my Ask Me Anything video. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed. Over 500 of you, 530 by today's count, have subscribed to my channel. And I promised my daughter that if I hit 500 subscribers, we would do an Ask Me Anything Truth or Dare style video. So here's the deal. I have to answer the questions that you asked me, which she is going to draw out of my hat. Don't get the hat in the pie. If I don't answer any of the questions that she asks me, I get a pie to the face.
Was that your best choice of plate?
It's not a ceramic plate. I'll take it.
How about the rigid edges into eyeballs?
Join me for my later video called Ben Goes to A&E. Right, so, okay, without further ado, let's ask me some questions. Ask me anything. Take it away.
Let's see the first question. If I had a sandwich and cut it in half, am I left with one or two sandwiches?
Somebody was clearly trying to trip me up with this one. The answer, of course, is that you have one sandwich. You simply have two halves of the same sandwich, unless they have different fillings. If you had one sandwich with different fillings on either side, and then you cut it in half, it transmutes into two sandwiches.
Are you sure?
Absolutely certain.
Rosa, how good is Daddy with maths?
Not good.
Do you think he's right?
I think that one counts.
Let's
Moving on.
Moving on. Okay. Next question. Are you doing more lore videos for Warhammer Fantasy Factions? Any ideas on where to start? 5th, 6th, ED Dwarfs.
That's 5th and 6th edition dwarves. Short answer, yes, I will absolutely be doing some more lore videos about Warhammer Fantasy Factions. In fact, I've got a video coming very soon on Warhammer Circle of Blood. But beyond that, I've got plans to do background videos on all of the major Warhammer Fantasy Factions, including my beloved dwarves. And I'm also going to try and do the entire history of Warhammer the Old World in 20 minutes or less. As to where to start with 5th or 6th edition dwarves, I mean, I would say it depends first and foremost on what models you like. Pick something you want to paint is always a good starting point. But in terms of stuff that is strong in both of those versions of dwarves, Iron Breakers, you cannot go wrong with Iron Breakers. Who doesn't like essentially cavalry save on foot? In terms of war machines, I love the Flame Cannon. The Flame Cannon is so much fun. Check out my Warhammer Fantasy Battle in the Badlands video to see all the joy that my Flame Cannon brought. And likewise gyrocopters. Who doesn't like a small steam-powered helicopter puttering around the place? It is, in terms of it is the rules, that you have to make a noise as you are hovering it around the board. But yeah, beyond that, Slayers, Unbreakable Troops, and rune items. There are some great rune item combos, especially for 5th edition, and what I might well do is do a quick video on the different rune combos when I get a chance. But I'm being told I have to move on from that question, because otherwise I will do an entire video right now on the subject.
I'm sorry, sir. Did you actually answer the question?
Yes. I answered. Yes, I'm going to do more Warhammer Fantasy lore videos, and those are some good places.
Question.
Are you going to do any more Warhammer Fantasy lore videos? Yes! And what's a good place to start with 5th and 6th?
What are your thoughts on the old War World release?
That is an entirely new question.
You haven't asked the question yet.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. What are my thoughts on the Warhammer the Old World release? To sum it up in one word, excited. I am massively jazzed after seeing the previews that came out from Warhammer Fest. In particular, the fact that my beloved Bretonnians are coming back. And I mean, I know they've said there isn't necessarily going to be a starter box, but it does look as if maybe we might get a launch release box. Bretonnians versus Tomb Kings. I mean, who doesn't want to add some more knights to their army? And I love the Tomb King models. Used to have an undead army, never actually collected expressly the Tomb King army. Beyond that, just quickly, they said in the video that we're going to be getting a re-release of older models, plastic models, Forge World resin and metal, they said, but expressly no fine cast, which is good because I don't like fine cast, as I think Mike and I covered. If you leave fine cast models in a hot room, they just kind of melt into a puddle. In terms of what models we get re-released, I'm really excited in particular by the reference to the re-release of metal models, because at the end of the day, metal models harkens back to kind of the old age of lead that I love recreating, that I love diving into the nostalgia of, and I'm really hoping that it might mean that it's not just the models that were there at the end of kind of 8th edition fantasy that they re-release, but some of the really older models, like harking back to 4th and 5th edition fantasy, that we might see the re-release of. So yay! Yay, Warhammer the Old World. Next question. Sorry, Rosa, I promise, try and keep my answers shorter and less excitable. What's the next question?
Do you believe him, Rosa? Let's see.
Next question?
Do you find any time to do any non-GW gaming? If so, any favourites?
Yes, I do. I don't have much in the way of non-GW stuff that I do. I do have some of the War Machine Hordes models. I'll just quickly throw up a picture here of some of my Trollbloods. There we go. I've never really played much in the way of Hordes, but I love the models, I love painting them. Beyond that, role-playing games. I'm going to just quickly list 3 role-playing games I heartily recommend. 7th Sea for piratical role-playing. Lord of the Rings by the Decipher role-playing system. And the Star Trek role-playing game. Those are all 3 excellent role-playing games that are all non-GW that I love playing. Next question.
Do you have any non-vintage GW shirts?
Yes, I do, and I am wearing one today. See, it's not a Games Workshop shirt. I do wear shirts that aren't Games Workshop ones occasionally.
Rosa, reread that question.
Do you have any non-vintage GW shirts?
So you just said that's not a GW shirt.
I have a non-vintage GW shirt.
Is that a GW shirt?
It is a non-vintage GW shirt. It's not a vintage Games Workshop shirt.
But it's not a non-vintage shirt of Games Workshop.
It is a non-GW vintage shirt, which is almost the same thing.
But it's not the same thing.
Well, okay, wait.
There are multiple ways to read that question.
Wait. Yes, I do have a non-vintage GW shirt because all of the GW shirts that they've released recently have been modern recreations of classic artwork, but also I do have one which is simply the Inquisitorial eye symbol on it, which is a GW shirt that is not vintage.
Sorry, Rosa, he saved it.
Lawyered. Next question.
What does Danny Crane mean?
What does Denny Crane mean? Denny Crane are those 2 little words that shock and awe. Anything beyond that, you'll have to go and Google. Next question, please.
Last 2.
Ooh.
Who is your favourite child?
See, the person who asked this was, again, trying to trip me up, but you failed because I only have one child and she's clearly my favourite.
Last question. How big a pie will you be in if you don't answer this question?
So this was actually originally asked in Gaelic by my brother, who again was trying to trip me up, but forgot that I had Google Translate at my disposal. The answer, of course, is I won't, because I'm able to answer your question. And in fact, I answered your question in Klingon, and you didn't catch it. So go and brush up on your Klingon.
Wait. Since I'm one of your subscribers, I get to ask you a question.
I thought that was the last question.
No, I'm a subscriber.
Is she a subscriber?
Yep.
She was your first subscriber. Sorry.
Okay, what's the question? I haven't prepared for this one.
Who's your favourite cat, Pippin or Virgil?
Well, I mean, I love them both equally, but Virgil was the first of those 2 cats, and he is my cat, and he loves me the most, so I suppose I'd have to say Virgil.
It's both!
I guess I deserve that. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Wait a sec.
Wait, I need to do
No. I think she gets... Wait. I think she gets to go again if you said you answered your brother's question in the comments.
Yes.
You haven't answered it here. Say right now, in Klingon, what you wrote to him.
If I say it...
Pie him, Rosa.
Thanks for subscribing, everyone. Here's to 500 more. Bye for now.